For those of you that like asparagus and grow it yourselves, we got an awesome casserole coming up for you next. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we got a ham asparagus casserole today. I love asparagus, so this is going to be a great new recipe because I haven't tried it myself.
That's right, you haven't. And I even haven't made it yet for you.
Oh, well,
So,
now it's about time.
it's about time. We got to get with it. Okay.
And the thing that I think I'm just waiting for the finishing touches to this evening's meal is we get to make a butterscotch pie, don't we?
Yeah, it's a true butterscotch pie. We're going to make it from scratch, and it's not that difficult.
Well,
it's really neat. So,
awesome. Let's get started.
Okay. And what is nice at this time of the year, as people their asparagus is growing in that garden and something new to make, this is it.
All right,
So
let's get
we're going to start over here. I already just got my water just to, hot here, where I cut 8 medium potatoes.
Okay.
And just diced them, you can see. And then carrots.
Okay.
It said, about 4 to 6 medium carrots, or, if you like more carrots, just cut them. And it even showed that, you could use the carrot tops, if you, and that just, everything's got nutrition in it, and we do throw a lot of that away.
Yeah.
And we are missing out on that. So the potatoes and the carrots, and it says 8 spears of asparagus.
Okay.
I actually got 10. I mean,
I don't think we'll count.
No. And I just, cut them, and cut them like bite-sized pieces, just spear them. So we're going to add that to the boiling water, and then we just want to, they say boil that for, just till it's starting to get tender.
Okay.
And that. So we're going to put that in that water there. So as that is cooking, we're going to come right here, and we're going to, because we're going to saute some onions.
Okay.
And we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of butter. And it isn't a lot of onions. In fact, it says a third a cup or a fourth a cup of green onions.
Oh, okay.
And that, so we're just going to get that over here, and like I said, I just chopped that up there. I think it says a fourth, but it probably looks like I probably got a third, but you won't taste the difference. And then about 8 ounces of cubed ham.
Okay.
And that, and this is, I just cut that in bite-sized pieces. So we're going to put that in there, and we want to just saute the onion and the ham together.
Okay.
And it just, basically till it gets hot.
Now we're preparing this on the stovetop, but this is a casserole, so we're going to bake this for a length of time as well, aren't we?
Yes, we prepare all of that, and then I did put the oven on at 350.
Okay.
And it does bake for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And stuff, so. But your ingredients are going to be, this is going to be hot, and actually we're going to have like a sauce over that too, which is going to be good, because we think of asparagus and you think of sauce.
Certainly.
And that, so get that going there. And with that, we're going to also put the minced garlic in there.
Okay.
It says 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and I already got that out here, so we're going to get that all in here together. And just mix that up, and that won't take too long. And then we're going to we add some pepper and salt and a little bit of flour, because we're gonna thicken that up a little bit, because we're gonna add a cup, 1 1/4 cup milk.
Okay.
Okay, we have simmered or sauteed the onion there.
Okay.
And we're gonna add half a teaspoon of pepper and half a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
I just have pre-measured that and just put it in together. And now we're going to add a 1/3 cup of flour. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And this is going to be some of our thickening agent.
Okay.
And we just want to stir that till get that blended in there. And if you'd like, you could bring the the milk over here for now.
Okay.
So we're going to gradually add 1 1/4 cup milk.
Okay.
We'll just add it slowly so we can get that floured, that thickening agent here, and not get it lumpy. So with with the potatoes, the carrots, the asparagus, all that in there, and then we're going to add a cup of peas too at the end there. So you've got an excellent, casserole with the meat and all your vegetables and like that. So that's going to be really good. Any time with casseroles, they're so easy to take for potluck if you're going somewhere and something different. We definitely have a tendency of sticking with the same thing.
Yes.
And
especially in families, everybody has their favorites. So you kind of tend to always make what people like, but you started out somewhere. They liked what you made originally, so.
Yes. And, you make things and you kind of make a few other things and you forget about them. Why in the world, all of a sudden you think, I haven't made that forever. And it was so good. So that's already getting thick there. So I'm going to just turn that down. And I'm going to just kind of get a fork and we're going to check this vegetables here. And we're not wanting to cook them till they're soft because this is going to go in the oven and bake for 40 minutes.
Okay.
So that looks like that should be about right. So we're going to put that in a colander and we're going to drain that.
Okay.
Got the burner off, so we're going to just...
And then we add is there cheese to this as well?
Yes. We're going to add a 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
So we're going to just set that over here and let that drain.
Okay.
And it says, to run that under cold water just for a little bit. And I think it's probably, you get some of the starchiness from the potatoes.
Oh, sure.
So we'll put that there to drain.
Okay.
And if you'd like, you can bring over the cheese and the peas.
All right.
Let's add the cheese in there and that's grated Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
And now we'll add the peas in there.
All right.
You did that so good.
Oh, sure.
You must have practiced.
I did. It's not something I had to scrape.
Oh, okay. All right. So we get that there, and that's already the Parmesan cheese has melted in that. Okay. So we're going to bring that over, and let's just pull out the cutting board here. And I'm going to just add the carrots and the peas. And the peas.
The
carrots and the asparagus and the potatoes. Correct. And we'll just mix.
Oh, it smells great.
Mix that up there. And
even though asparagus is a summer thing that you grow, this would be something awesome in the wintertime. Just a warm, comforting meal.
Yes. And, with the asparagus, it asks for 8 spears, and I added 10. If you really like asparagus, and I can see, I would even add more.
Okay.
And there's no reason why. You go to, if you're purchasing, buying the asparagus at the grocery store, they always have it in a pack. Mm-hmm. And that's always more than, 10 spears. I used probably about half of it.
Okay.
I could have easily added that in there. But it makes a very colorful casserole too, with all the colors in there with
Sure.
the carrots and that. So we're going to put that into our casserole here.
And this makes a very generous portion of casserole as well.
It is. It would feed your family very nicely. Plus, you know, you're going to, something like this is wonderful heated up.
Sure.
You know, warmed up for leftovers. Want to get all that delicious sauce in there.
Okay.
And just look at how nice that looks. Okay. So I'm going to put the lid on there and we'll put that in the oven.
Okay.
Oh, I've got to close that up there and get my pot holder. I kind of forget sometimes, you know, when I use cookie sheets and when I dry them, if the oven's still warm, I'll put it in there. And that way it never rusts. It dries really nice. So I just forgot to take that out before I put the oven on. But that is, you know, a nice tip is to, you know, put your cookie sheets in there when the oven is still warm because, you know, it dries them off. No matter how hard sometimes you wipe, it just doesn't, you know, come all the way dry.
Yes.
So we're going to set this for 40 minutes. Okay, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to start our, I got to set this, it's kind of hot here. Okay, we're going to start on our butterscotch pie.
Okay.
And you're going to start with a baked pie crust.
Okay.
Again there, you can use your favorite pie crust recipe, or maybe you don't have time and you're going to just have a frozen or buy a crust and pre-made and put it in there and bake it. That's as easy it is. Just use what works for you.
Okay.
And this is my own pie crust though. What I have done, I mean, I'm not real fond of making pie crust. So when I make it, I make a big, I always double the recipe.
Okay.
And then I always individually make little balls for the size of a pie plate.
Okay.
You know, or a pie crust, I should say. And I freeze it. So when I want one, it's like taking it out of the freezer that you bought at the grocery store, but better. So, and cheaper. So that's kind of what I like. What we're going to start with is 1/4 cup of butter.
Okay.
And that, so get that. And 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to take that over to the stove and we're going to just melt that until it gets, the butter's melted and brown sugar is all liquefied there. There's a couple of steps to this recipe, but it's not difficult. So,
okay.
You know, you just...
Well, and to have something like this is more of a treat. You're not. It's probably something you make all the time, but something different. If you got a butterscotch lover,
yeah,
they would truly appreciate this.
And to say that, you know, you made it from scratch. You know, you can take that box of pudding, but it's not the same.
No.
So it doesn't take too long for that to melt. We just want to get that melted and it's smooth.
Okay.
So, and we can see that's just about to that already. Okay, so let's just we're just going to turn that burner off there.
Okay.
For a minute, and we're going to come over here and we're going to add 1/3 cup of flour.
Okay.
And 3/4 cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
And 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. It's just a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. And that. And I'm going to just kind of mix that together because we're going to add that to our other brown sugar and butter that's melted already.
Okay.
So I'm just going to mix that up here.
And brown sugar, even though it's sugar and it's sweet. I like baking with that, and actually that's Addison's favorite topping for oatmeal.
Oh, the brown
we
sugar.
use brown sugar a lot.
It gives it, you know, like the sweet, but it's definitely a different flavor. Okay, we've got our flour, brown sugar, and that little bit of cornstarch mixed here.
Okay.
And we're going to bring over our melted butter and brown sugar here. And we're going to just go ahead and add that in there. And I'm just going to kind of blend that in there. And then it asks for 2 cups whipping cream.
Okay.
So just kind of stir that and blend that in there. It's going to be pretty thick because there's not a lot of liquid in here yet. It was just that 4th cup of butter.
Okay.
So just blend that up there. And you can see it's mixing in. And we're going to slowly add whipping cream. We'll just blend that in there. Then we take that back to the stove.
Okay.
And we're going to heat that and bring it to a boil. And it's going to just simmer or you know, for a couple of minutes until that gets thick. And while that's going to be doing that, then we're going to we take 3 egg yolks to also add in there.
Okay.
So, and that only comes at the end that we do that. So we're going to just blend that.
We don't count the calories that we're putting in this pie. We just count the love that we're making.
Absolutely. Your family's going to love it, and they won't think of the calories that we have in here. But this is something, you know, you say, hey, you make for togetherness, and then just think of the nice walk you're going to go for afterwards, just to kind of burn off a few calories. So
I was thinking the nice nap.
Oh, no, we don't nap. You're going to go for a nice walk. So you got some more family quality time together.
Okay.
And we'll just get that stirred up here good. Blend that flour and that in there so it you don't get no lumps.
Okay.
And it's blending very, very nicely in here. So we're going to just come back over here on the stove. And I'm going to stir that constantly until it heats up and starts bubbling, because, you know, with your cream in there, that can scorch easily. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And once you get that heated and stuff, you can already see that that's, you know, having that caramel, you know, butterscotch color. So we'll get that.
Well, anything that has cream and butter and sugar,
it's got to be
can't
good.
go wrong.
No, you can't. But everything in moderation.
That's
you
right.
know. So instead of eating that whole pie in one sitting, you have a piece at 3, and then at 6, and then at 9, and at midnight. See? So you have spaced yourself. We can talk ourselves into anything, I think.
I think we could.
Absolutely.
Now, do we have to boil this or heat it to a certain stage before we continue?
We want to bring it to, you know, that it's bubbling, and then I'm going to turn it down, and then we're going to just reduce the heat and cook it for about 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll have it on lower heat, but we'll still want to come here and just stir it probably once or twice in between.
Okay.
So, and you can just see that brown sugar and that flour in there, it just all is really nice and creamy. And I like to use a wire whisk because that's going to, you know, blend it better than just a spoon.
Okay.
So if you have something like that, that's a good utensil for that. So
okay.
That's just about ready to come to a boil.
And this is something you don't want to cook on really high heat because you don't want to, you could scorch it easy, like you were saying earlier.
It can scorch easily. So it's just about starting to boil, just maybe a couple of seconds yet. And then that's going to thicken up.
Okay.
There with the flour and that little bit of cornstarch in there. So, and you know, and the longer we're cooking it here, the more color, butterscotch color it's getting.
It does. It's turning a nice golden tan.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to just turn that down and just let that, and then we'll come back here and stir that a couple of times in between.
Okay.
And we're going to come over here now, and we want 3 egg yolks.
Okay.
So we're going to crack them in here and, oh, come back here.
Eggshells come in handy.
They do. And this way too, the way we're doing, we're going to make sure that those eggs, you know, they're going to be good, and we're not worrying about putting them all into something that you might have a bad egg or something.
Right.
So.
Now, are we going to use the egg whites later in this recipe?
No, we don't.
Okay.
So that's something that, you know, you can put aside. One thing, you can freeze egg whites, you know, to make like a homemade angel food cake.
Okay.
Maybe you don't have enough egg whites all at once, but you, you know, a few times you have some egg whites, don't throw them out. They freeze great.
Okay.
So you can do that. So we're going to just blend that up here. And you don't, you know, just again, take a wire whisk and just, you know, beat them a little bit. They don't have to be whipped for any length of time.
Okay.
So now we're going to go back over here and see how this is coming.
Nice and smooth.
It is.
Oh, that's boiling up really nice.
Yes, and that has just thickened there, so that's been a couple of minutes, so let's bring it over here. I'm going to sit on here. And what we're going to do, we're going to add about a cup of that hot sauce into the mixture into the eggs, and then just blend that. It's just kind of getting that stirred up before you put it all in at once in that hot mixture. So, okay.
So we don't have a little bit of cooked egg in there.
Right. So we got that. Just blend that till smooth. And like I said, that's where, you know, your wire whisk really comes in handy. So now we're going to add that into the rest here. And get that mixed up, and we're going to put it back on the stove for a couple of minutes again.
Okay.
And then it's done, and we add a little bit of more butter and vanilla.
Okay.
So, and of course, you know, making it like this and it's hot, you're going to want to chill that for a couple hours in the in the fridge before you serve it. So, or overnight. You know, if you want to have this for the next day, make it the night or day before, and it'll be nice and chilled. So, okay, so we're going to come back over here.
Okay.
And just bring that up on just medium heat again.
Now, you said we have to bring it to a boil again?
Yes, we're going to cook that for, it says about 2 minutes.
Okay.
But I'm not going to have that on too high, again, because, you know, it will scorch.
Okay.
Okay, this is ready to take off the burner now.
Okay.
And we're going to bring it over here.
Yeah, that's really thick and great.
Yeah, it is thick, and when that cools, you're going to have a nice thick filling.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
that. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter.
Okay.
And then we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And this time I'm going to use my liquid, the darker vanilla versus my powdered vanilla.
Okay.
Because, you know, you want that caramelized, that butterscotch look. So we're going to put the liquid vanilla in there, and let's just blend that, and that's just going to melt really quickly. I guess I better not stir too hard. I'll have it all over my floor.
And yourself.
And myself.
But I don't know how many cooks really stay clean in the kitchen.
Well, if you stay clean, they don't believe that you did it, probably. Okay, that's all melted, but now we just want to get that mixed really good. And you certainly can smell the butterscotch flavoring.
You do.
There. You know, you wouldn't think that that's what you get, but it sure does.
It does, and I'm really excited to try this new dessert.
And then like with this here, you can use your favorite whipped cream topping. You can make your own whipped cream. You can use that Ready Whip in a can or Cool Whip. The recipe had said, you can to make your own whipped cream.
Okay.
Make a whipped cream with a little powdered sugar and vanilla in that, and then putting it over the pie. But if you aren't going to serve the whole pie or use the whole pie at once, I wouldn't do that. I would only put the whipped cream or a dab of that on when I served it, so that you can have that covered, with cellophane or whatever. And your whipped cream, or when it's on something, it does kind of get a little different consistency, looking more like it's dry or something.
Right.
Oh,
it almost looks like a caramel.
It does. Okay, so we're going to be able to put that in there now. Maybe we don't want to put that in the sink. We might want to lick that. I don't know. So that just, see how that just comes right down in there. I have a 10-inch pie crust here.
Okay.
And I think a 9-inch would be, that it wouldn't be too small.
Okay.
It wouldn't be too much. You just maybe have a little bit of thicker filling, but yet this makes quite a bit. So we'll just...
Oh, that looks great.
Okay.
And then we're just going to set this to chill.
Yes, we will set that to chill. Okay, we'll set that aside here.
Okay.
And we don't have 2 minutes. We have 7 more minutes before our asparagus casserole is ready to show and feature here. And
okay.
I hope everybody enjoys giving it a try.
Oh, I think so. I think this is going to be a fan favorite here.
They're going to like it.
They are. Okay,
our buzzer has gone off on our asparagus casserole, so let's just kind of check that out and see how that looks.
Oh, it is bubbling hot.
Ooh. Oh, it is. Looks good. And I don't think we're going to have that oven on any longer, so we'll bring it over here. And let's just see. So definitely it makes a nice family size casserole.
Oh, it smells great.
It does. Okay, just look at that. I mean, the ham, you can smell the ham. It's almost, like you're getting ham and scalloped potatoes with all the other good stuff.
So we're eating healthy for the main course, and then we're topping off with a decadent dessert of butterscotch.
Yeah, and it's true butterscotch pie.
Yes.
It's not this there. And then, you could just definitely just garnish that, with a little parsley if you having company wanted to feature a little nicer. But, you certainly don't have to.
I think just having Mom's cooking it is good enough for me.
Good. Okay.
Thank you so much again for cooking these for our viewers, and Obviously, we're going to have a little sample in a few minutes as well.
I think we will.
To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. And as always, thank you to the workshop for being our sponsor. Have a great night, everyone.